Welcome to beautiful Utah. Honda invited us out to the heart of Mormon country to evaluate the brand new 2019 Passport SUV, both on-road and, if you can believe it, extensively in the dirt. But before we go off-roading, this new Passport slots into the narrow gap between Honda's CR-V and Pilot models. However, I've got to ask, do they really need another utility vehicle? Well, yes, because that's what everybody seems to be buying these days. Last year, the Honda division alone sold more than 760,000 light trucks in America. And when you throw Acura into the mix, like bacon bits on a chopped salad, that figure grows by another 115,000 units. As for the Passport, they're positioning it as an alternative to the Nissan Murano and Ford Edge, but it's much more than some mall parking lot cruiser, because they also say it competes with vehicles like the Jeep Grand Cherokee and even Toyota 4Runner. So yes, off-roading is a major focus of this vehicle. In simple terms, you can think of the Passport as a truncated and lifted Pilot. The two are largely the same. Now, the Passport is about 6 inches shorter overall, which means the third row seat has been given the old heave-ho. Also compared to Pilot, front drive models are lifted by about ½ an inch, while versions equipped with optional 4-corner traction are elevated by 1.1 inches. Wider tires, a more steeply raked back window, and taller roof rails give it a more menacing look, as does the addition of various blacked out exterior bits, including the grille. Now, as I just mentioned, front-wheel drive is standard, a bit odd for an off-road focused vehicle, but an available torque vectoring all-wheel drive system is on the menu, and it can send up to 70% of the engine's torque to the rear axle, and then 100% of that twist can be sent to either the left or the right wheel, depending on conditions. Now, all of this is achieved through an electronically controlled differential, not via braking. The Passport's intelligent all-wheel drive system offers 4 different driving modes. There's normal, snow, sand, and mud, with each one adjusting how the vehicle responds to varying road conditions, adjusting the throttle input, and of course how torque is apportioned to all 4 of the vehicle's wheels. Now, that being said, despite the improved approach, departure and breakover angles, and elevated body compared to the Pilot, this is no Jeep Wrangler. There are no underbody skid plates, and you've got to bear in mind it's definitely more soft-roader than hardcore off-roader. It's plenty capable. Honda had us driving over some pretty gnarly terrain earlier in the day. We were scampering up a lot of rocks. There was plenty of loose sand, and of course, lots of mud as some of the snow that had recently fallen melted. So it gave us a wide variety of terrain to experience in the Passport here, but a Jeep Wrangler it is not. If you expect to tackle the Rubicon, you're probably going to want something a little bit more hardcore than the Passport here. Still, this vehicle is pretty confidence-inspiring. I was never worried we were going to get high-centered or stuck, at least on the trails that Honda had us driving on. And if you keep its performance envelope in mind, the Passport will take you fairly far off-road, more than you might expect. Only one powertrain is offered in the 2019 Passport here. That's a 3.5-liter gasoline V6 with direct fuel injection. Delivers 280 horsepower with 262 pound-feet of torque. It's bolted exclusively to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, I've got to say I love this engine. It's very smooth, surprisingly responsive, and in typical Honda fashion, has a really snarly intake rumble to it when you do get on the throttle. Of course, VTEC does kick in at about $5,000, giving you a little surge in acceleration. But I've got to say the transmission is nowhere near as willing to play. I found it very reluctant to downshift when we were off-roading. You would boot the accelerator and nothing would happen. Like, it just wouldn't drop gears down if it didn't feel like it, which was very strange. As for towing, the Passport can drag more than you might expect. With front-wheel drive, when properly equipped, it can handle up to 3,500 pounds. If you go with all-wheel drive, again, properly equipped, it's rated to tow up to 5,000 pounds. The Passport is offered in 4 different models. Sport is the base one, then there's EXL, Touring, and top-of-the-line Elite, which I'm driving right now. But no matter which one you get, there's plenty of standard equipment, including things like LED exterior lights. 20-inch alloy wheels are included at no extra charge as well. You get push-button start, keyless entry, and even 3-zone climate control. Now, EXL and higher models come standard with a Honda display audio system which features a bright, colorful, clear 8-inch screen, and of course Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are integrated for maximum convenience. Now, one thing I really like about this system is the fact that the display has been integrated into the dashboard. It's not just stuck on top like you get in other vehicles these days. One noteworthy feature of the Passport here is that Honda, sensing the automaker's suite of advanced driver aids, is also included as standard equipment. Now, that incorporates features like lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and collision mitigation braking. Super handy. If there is one disappointing dynamic aspect to the new Passport, it's got to be the steering. Uncharacteristically for a Honda, it's very light and kind of loose feeling, and I really don't like it. Now, it has been a few months since I've driven the Pilot, but I don't remember it feeling quite this sloppy. As for fuel economy, expect front drive Passports to get you 20 miles per gallon in city driving, 25 on the highway, and 22 mpg combined. Surprisingly, if you do opt for the all-wheel drive system, the penalty is only slight. Each one of those figures drops by 1 mile per gallon, so if you have trouble with math, as some of us do, expect 19 around town, 24 on the highway, 21 mpg combined. The 2019 Honda Pilot is a fine all-around family vehicle with a roomy, high-quality interior and unexpected off-road capability. But I must admit, I'm still a little bit confused about its positioning in the marketplace. It's trying to blur the lines between a lifestyle-focused Murano and a trail-rated Grand Cherokee, which is kind of an awkward place to be. What's not hard to understand is pricing. A base sport model goes for about $33,000, but if you want a loaded elite model, plan on spending about $45,000. Both of those prices do include $1045 in delivery fees. Now, you should be able to look for the 2019 Honda Passport at dealerships as early as next week, since production is already underway. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the AutoGuide.com YouTube channel to get all of our latest features and vehicle reviews.